In the future, as human civilization advances technologically, competition for global dominance becomes the norm. Military robots have replaced soldiers, and proxy wars using these robots are frequent. Uninterrupted years of war coupled with natural disasters and industrial overdevelopment have resulted in a world where the global economy and biological environment are in shambles. High levels of toxins pollute the air, leading to a surge in serious diseases among children. To ensure survival, mankind constructs a canopy in the sky under which they can continue to live. However, during its construction, a giant meteorite lands in Sector B16, bringing with it a massive alien plant that grows rapidly upon encountering water. While it causes damage to the city, it also purifies the air of toxins, acting as a natural air purifier. Scientists name it Pandora, and its growth rate is directly proportional to the amount of precipitation. The city is overrun by the plant, and Colonel Han Bing, along with 2 Babel droids, Xing Tian and Qiong Kai, are sent by headquarters to deal with the situation. According to weather observations, 2 rainfall events are expected in B16. The first will cover the main city, while the second will cover the entire area, leading to a projected death toll of 5.6 million people. The decision was made by the headquarters to halt Pandora's growth using genetic potions and purifying the air. Dr. Chen is responsible for technical support and plans to use a PHN to stop the plant from growing by injecting it with 9 viruses. Major General Lai Xing is doubtful of this approach and believes that the best way to protect Pandora is through physical means, such as using a protective canopy. He also has a backup plan to bomb Pandora with giant bombers if the operation fails, which could result in the death of 160,000 people since there is no evacuation plan. To prevent panic, all plans were kept secret, and Zheng's air combat unit is in charge of the operation, which is divided into 4 steps. The first step involves approaching Pandora with air and machine forces, followed by injecting it with a potion to show its shadow. The third step is to scan and find the matrix after showing the shadow, and the fourth step is to inject the genetic bullet into the matrix. Tai Lai's air unit is the first to move, and they arrive in the airspace, where heavy rain clouds are gathering. As the rain falls, Pandora begins to grow, and helicopters lock in position for the launch of shadow bombs. The headquarters issues a firing order, and at this point, Pandora is already absorbing water. The cannibal flower absorbs the developer, and part of it is transported to the mother body for rendezvous. The task now is to locate the developer signal and track the matrix's location. Tai Lai's helicopter is fast and tracks Pandora's tentacles, which go into attack mode. A flying fish helicopter is destroyed, and another is pierced by the tentacle, causing it to decompose into residue. Tai Lai's aircraft is also attacked but is only penetrated in the fuel tank, causing it to plummet. Tai Lai saved his life by levitating into the air, while the military forces located the rendezvous point of the developer. The mother matrix of Pandora was found beneath a building, and the commanding officer ordered the troops responsible for the injection to be present. The robots, Xing Tian and Qiong Kai, were released from a large transport plane shaped like a whale. Their task was to administer genetic bullets. However, Lai Xing secretly disrupted the signal, causing command to lose control of Xing Tian and Qiong Kai, and the robot inside the transporter defected by blowing up the transport plane. Chaos erupted, and no one was found as Tai Lai attempted to contact command several times, but failed due to the jammed signal. The fuel level began to alarm, and the helicopter lost control. Tai Lai, who was in a coma, had a vivid dream of his deceased daughter, which led him to wake up and rescue Quang Chai and another team member. They had 3 hours left before the bombing of the main city, and Zheng requested to go to the Matrix building in person to save his brothers, while also calling up Skunk, another brother, in the vicinity of the parent building. Tai Lai hid with the other team members that were injured and taken to the hospital, where they encountered a greater threat. Not only was Pandora a plant, but the monster it hatched was also hiding in the hospital. By the time Tai Lai returned, the wounded team members had been eaten, and Quang Chai was on the run. At that moment, Zhang arrived, saving Tai Lai and Quang Kai, and the 3 brothers reunited to complete the rest of the mission. Tai Lai gave the flash drive to Quang Kai and asked him to immediately send the matrix scan data to the command center. The doctor soon received the morphological data of Pandora, but Lai Sheng was not pleased and attempted to continue the sabotage. Xing Tian and Qiong Kai lost control, and they had to retrieve the genetic bullets from the place where the transport plane had crashed. Skunk was responsible for driving the car, while Quang Chai was responsible for tracking gene bullet signals for navigation. Zheng was in constant contact with the command, and Tai Lai was wearing a custom-made Mac, ready to fight the robot controlled by Le Cheng. As they approached the crash site of the transport plane, Drones were sent in first to look for the genetic bullet. Several people got out and searched through the rubble, but the wreckage was unstable and could collapse at any time. Zheng, wearing mechanical battle armor, weaved back and forth through the rubble to look for bullet signals. Finally, they found the genetic bullet box, but it was 20 meters above the rubble in a scrap car that could not carry its weight. The two men had to pick it up by pulling on a rope, which took a lot of time. Just as they retrieved the bullets, the monster behind them followed them, forcing them to fight it off while being held back by dozens of other monsters. They were ready to retreat immediately, but Kwang Kai was still underground, searching for the self-destructing robot's head receiver in hopes of finding the source of the jamming signal. At that moment, Skunk arrived with a lightning gun and quickly melted down the obstacle, taking a shortcut through the gap to escape. Kwang Kai analyzed the robot's head information and found that the self-destruct command was artificial, and the person in charge was Li Cheng. Wei Xing learned that the conspiracy had been exposed and commanded Xingtian and Qiong Kai remotely to execute the extermination of the action team. Soon, Xingtian arrived, and despite Skunk's attempts to escape, it could not outrun it. Shang threw bombs, but they could not hurt it, and Xingtian sent out tracking missiles. The armored vehicles intercepted with decoy bombs, and finally, Tai Lai loaded up pulse bombs that no thicker armor could resist signal interference. At that moment, a humanoid robot descended from the sky and entered the vehicle, fighting Tai Lai in close quarters. The humanoid robot's AI combat skills were deadly, but Tyler wielded a sharp blade and fought it. Finally, Tyler managed to chop off its head to finish it, and they looked at the imminent return to the parent building. However, at that moment, Xingtian suddenly came back and blew up the bridge, causing the armored car to be dragged back and preventing them from moving forward. Xinging told Tai Lai to continue the mission, and he held Qiong Kai and died with him. Dark clouds were gathering in the sky again, and rain would fall in 15 minutes. The bombing plan would start in 15 minutes, but at that moment, Xingtian appeared with weapons. Xingtian's weaponry is highly advanced, featuring non-stop machine gunfire and an electromagnetic cannon. Tylan deftly dodges the attacks and jumps on top of Xingtian to disconnect the jammer, allowing for communication between command and operations. Despite the commander's efforts to stop him, Lishing refuses to admit defeat. Skunk takes advantage of Tian's crossing of the flyover and destroys the bridge with a cannon, trapping Xingtian. Skunk then attacks Xingtian with parachute shells, causing a violent explosion that renders Xingtian finished. Meanwhile, the skies open up and the rain pours down as Pandora grows once again. The bombers are in the sky, awaiting orders to drop bombs on Pandora, but they didn't expect that Zhang had survived. He takes a genetic bullet to Pandora's lair and discovers a large number of insect eggs, revealing that even if the air is purified, Pandora's hatching monsters will still take over the Earth. Zhang drops the genetic bullets, and the virus quickly spreads, killing the infected monsters instantly. Although Pandora's mother's body doesn't grow, it still purifies the air. The Earth welcomes new life as the film ends, with the team receiving a new mission to fly to the moon, preparing for an unknown battle. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notification and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching, see you in the next one.